I think a few of you will be asking where I have been lately, and I have been pouring back into myself, creating and molding pain into art, enjoying the silence, getting lost on purpose, and letting purpose find me. Truly, for the first time in my life, I feel like I am living in my truth. Welcome to the Becoming Space podcast. This is where we break the rules of who we should be and step into the truth of who we are. I'm Zisha, and here we explore the moments that change us, the stories that shape us, and the deep knowing that who we are right now is already enough. I am here to say I have absolutely no idea what I am doing, but I'm telling myself that that is how all great stories start. So for this episode, because I'm still getting used to this podcasting way, I actually have pre-typed it, and I'm not actually so happy that I've done that, because I would prefer for it to just be chit-chatty. And I know that I'm going to get to that phase or stage of chit-chattiness, but we're not there yet, and that's okay. So I'm willing to accept myself as I am, as enough, even if I'm not quite reaching the goal of being chit-chatty right yet in this moment. I know that it's on its way, and I'm just going to accept that I have written a bit of a script for this episode, and that is totally okay. And I encourage you to also do that in your life. If you've got a goal that seems a little bit out of reach right now, think of ways that you could adapt to a step below in order to propel yourself forward into that bigger goal. I think that it is the key to having ourselves try things that we may not otherwise do. And with that being said, let me jump on in to what I have written for episode 2. In episode 1, I shared where this all began, my courageous yes to filling out a coaching application. So I thought I would kind of give a bit of a rundown of where I'm currently at, share what life is looking like in this present moment, and in the future episodes, I want to share how I got here, because there has been so many magical milestones and so much growth and so many learnings that I have had. I just want others in my situation and position to feel heard, seen, and know that they're not alone. Even if you feel like there's something missing in your life, there is hope of true happiness, true peace, true confidence, and true clarity. I don't quite have the words in just a small little envelope that I can just deliver to you right now, but throughout season 1, I will be diving into many layers and many factors of life and this human experience that I've found myself on. Thank you so much for being here and listening and accepting that this is what progress over perfection is like just now. I hope that it inspires you to do your dreams and follow your goals. I am sending you all the positive vibes to be able to do that. So I am 31. I had my gay awakening in May last year, having absolutely no idea my entire life that I was actually gay. I was probably the most shocked person out of anyone that I know that I, in fact, am a gay girly, and for the girls. And I am so thrilled to have been introduced to my authentic self. It has been so incredible. It's odd how this aligned, as I had separated from my ex-husband, of who I was with 7 years only days before this truth came to the surface for me. It actually made things between him and I so much easier, and we both found a lot of peace in knowing that in actual truth, I was just destined to be with a woman all along. And that was a huge relief, because I felt like the biggest failure of all time when I came to the decision to separate from my ex-husband. It came with a lot of shame, it came with a lot of guilt, and it came with a lot of grief. I'm going to dive more into that in a future episode, so there's lots more to share on that. With this realization of me being a gay girly, we both knew that our marriage was beyond our control, and it was just written in the stars that I was actually meant to be with a woman. It didn't matter what we were going to do or grow or work on. At the end of the day, I was always destined to be gay, and that is totally okay. So up until this point, I have been going pretty steady with one day at a time, even one breath at a time. at times, and very much trust the process type vibes. But at times, this mindset has worn thin, and I did have moments of asking myself, does the process know I'm trusting it? Because this has been a wild ride. One podcast episode is not enough to share, but I am excited to dive deeper in future episodes. When I first had my awakening, life felt so light and so free. Truly, I felt unstoppable. And I was halfway around the world, far from my hometown, far from family, and I'd just been through the worst week of my life, and it just flipped the switch. My whole entire life went from black and white to full color, and it was the most magical moment of my entire life. With such an electric feeling of wholeness, I don't think I was prepared for the messy middle. Thankfully, we're getting through this messy middle, and I'm proof of that right here. But the messy middle comes with its struggles, big time. Finally feeling whole, I feel like I've fully embraced my newfound truth. I took a few months to focus on the inner processing and the inner work, and then told my ex-husband. And from there, I've been slowly telling friends and family as and when the conversation leads that way. And in the moments where I feel safe and confident to share. Still getting used to the fact that I will be coming out forever because society has conditioned most of us to expect that everyone is straight. And I will get into that a lot more in future episodes. I have been in self-isolation mode, which has served me well up until now, to heal and grieve and grow. But the time is now to start finding a community in this beautiful truth I now hold. And thank you for being a part of that community. With all of this said, I am proud to have discovered I am gay after getting slightly lost along the way. And with anything in life, discovering I am for the girls has been an absolute roller coaster and one I don't want to hop off of. With all the understanding that the messy middle is the only way through, and I am ever so thankful to have had the support and tools to guide me so beautifully through this transition. So this is my perfectly imperfect I'm gay announcement. If this is the first time we're meeting, hi, I'm Zisha, a lesbian who has completed her side quest of marrying a man before my gay awakening at the age of 31, and I am so super excited for what's to come next. Truly, for the first time in my life, I feel like I am living in my truth. Recently, only just finding who I am has been incredibly challenging to master my mind and figuring out, what are all the layers to this? Because I've yet to meet them. And showing up as me is going to take some time to discover. So I'm here. I am showing up as the me I am in this moment. I am still becoming, and I am okay with that. Knowing that the messy middle is truly the only way through. And I have learned that time and time again with many different areas of my life over the last few years. I'm here to show others that we can do it scared. We can do it terrified. We can do it when we don't know what we are doing, and we can do it imperfectly, and we can still be enough. I genuinely want to help people. So I thought I would start smallish, and tell you my story this far in hopes that it finds the people that need to hear it. I've had to grieve and say some really hard goodbyes to the only version of myself I ever knew. With this, I am very comfortable with grief. I am very, very comfortable with goodbyes. And I am the most authentic and happiest I have ever been. Finding my real truth, returning home to myself. Healing era is such a big topic right now, and I think a huge part of the healing era that often gets missed is that growth will also feel like loss. We don't often discuss the part of healing where it feels like it's getting worse and you end up feeling more broken as the past is stripped away, making room for the new. The part where letting go of comfort and what your subconscious feels is safe as the past attempts to pull you back. I have had to learn to love my mess, hold space for grace, forgiveness in order to rewire my life. I have gone through the most transformative year, and it was one that showed me that my original foundations were set on sand. I feel as though everything had to come down in order to set my new foundations and rebuild on something a lot more secure. Going forward, I don't want to get caught in just one bucket. My purpose is to expand and explore life to its fullest. On paper, I'm a failure. I'm in my 30s, I'm divorced, I've kissed my whole entire life goodbye, and I own a suitcase full of things. That's it. But I'm free and I am happy and I have clarity and I am confident, and I would not trade this for anything. The perfectionist in me is quieter than I would have thought at this time. She's releasing the need for control, and that has created this freedom. I've been able to regulate my nervous system, which of course led my authentic self to feel safe enough to come out and talk to me and actually inform me that I am in fact gay. For the longest time, I've been attempting to put a square peg into a round hole, believing that I was truly building my dream life. Vulnerability and discussing the mess that I was feeling was the ticket to changing my life for the better. I feel joy, peace, and belief when consuming content and hearing stories of others through their dream life, with their vision boards popping off and struggling seems like a distant memory for them. We all know social media is a highlight reel. And I'm here showing up right in the midst of the messy middle to show you, even through the journey of becoming, life can look pretty darn happy. Sending my love. Thank you for being here on the Becoming Space podcast. These conversations are just the beginning, and if you feel drawn to explore deeper, my coaching space is open by application for those who are ready to step into more of who they truly are. I'd love to connect. You can find me on Instagram at Zisha Aspin. If you're enjoying the Becoming Space podcast, I'd love for you to follow, leave a review, and share it with someone you love to share the love. You are exactly where you are meant to be. There's no rush, no right way, only your way. See you next time.